All right. I'm going to call the August 19th, 2025 meeting of the White Bear Lake Conservation District Board to order. We have a quorum. Thank you all for being here. We are called to order, so we're on to item 3, approval of the agenda. Would anybody like to make adjustments to the agenda? And I'll start. I'd like to add the Ramsey County sign review under new business. Okay, and I would like to, change the executive committee report to me. Okay, anybody else? Did I steal that one from you? Sorry. Okay, would anybody like to make a motion to approve the modified agenda?
Motion to approve the modified agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, that passes. The next item on our agenda is, approval of the previous board meeting minutes. So that would be for the July 15th meeting minutes. And would anyone like to make adjustments to those minutes? Meredith?
A small adjustment. When we reopened the meeting out of closed session, it says that Churchill, Gans, and DeCemet were going to write the letter with Allen, and it was Wisniewski, not Churchill.
Okay, anybody else have any adjustments they'd like to make to the July meeting minutes? Okay, would anybody like to make a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve the July meeting minute.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, that passes. The next item on the agenda is public comments. At each of our board meetings, we reserve 15 minutes for the public to offer comments to the board on items that are not on the agenda. Seeing that there's no one from the public here tonight, I'll assume that we can just move on. Okay, there we go. New business. First item is the League of Minnesota Cities liability coverage. And we have to make a decision, a couple of decisions. And Alan, would you like to, or Mike, who would like to talk us through that, what we're doing here?
I can give you the short take on it.
Okay.
Basically, because you're covered by the League of Minnesota Cities, which is a member organization of in excess of 900 cities in Minnesota, they dictate that you don't what we call waive the limits that are set by state law. So as a public municipality, you're, I guess you could say, capped in terms of what your civil liability is. And so to be consistent with state law and in keeping with the policy of the League of Minnesota Cities, we elect every year to not waive those limits. So that's what that's up for discussion, and that's done annually.
Okay, Mike?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve to not waive the statutory tort limits.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to basically check item 1 on the form. The member does not waive the monetary limits on municipal tort liability established by Minnesota Statute 466.04. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, that passes. Thank you, Alan and Mike. Next item is Ramsey County sign review. So we received, and each of you has this at your little place there. This is someone from Ramsey County offered this up and offered us an opportunity to review and offer comments. Comments are due August 25th, which is Monday. Sherry just sent an email out this afternoon with this document attached and asking for comments, I think, by noon on Friday, this Friday. But I added this to the agenda for any discussion. And does anybody have any input on this? Meredith?
I'd make the same correction that's on there, that we have a 35-mile-per-hour speed limit. Our ordinances say personal watercraft operation hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. within our own ordinances, but maybe that needs to be changed, because I know the state has a little more strict rule on that. I believe the state's rule is 9:30 to 1 hour before sunset. And then the QR code that's on there goes to McCarran's Lake or some, yeah, it's the wrong QR code. Maybe that, they didn't want us to review that part, I don't know.
Did you capture those items, Sherry?
Yes.
Okay.
But I do want to ask, if we have our hours, do we want to, what do we do then about the hour situation?
I'll offer up one option for discussion. We could make Ramsey County aware of our ordinance, but is anyone opposed to the 9:30 a.m. to 1 hour before sunset hours that are listed on this document? Oh,
I
Meredith?
will add that our ordinance should probably be changed, because there are times where we could possibly be boating and it could be dark by 8 p.m., mid-September probably.
Sherry?
What is the consequence if somebody launches a personal watercraft before that time?
Do you know how this is enforceable, Alan? Like if somebody launched at 8 a.m. instead of 9?
Who you mean? It
I'm
would
sorry?
have to, the curfew, basically the hourly
Yeah.
limits. It would have to be called in, and then dispatch would have to send someone out. So it would probably be a sheriff of the boat, otherwise you've got to wait around at a launch, wherever they launched, for them to come back in. If they're far enough, or I should say, if they're close enough in that you could use some glasses and actually glass the boat and get the Reggie, you'd probably end up getting a citation for that violation. So as long as you can identify the watercraft, they'd be probably cited.
Okay. Okay, so the comments we have are adjusting the 40 mile per hour to 35 mile per hour, to let them know that our ordinance says personal watercraft 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. However, the board doesn't object to the hours listed here, and that we will review and possibly change our ordinance to be in agreement, and that the QR code has an issue.
Good.
Chris?
I didn't know if we should add like some of the buoys that we put out for some of the reefs, especially Ordway's Bar and maybe Bel Air Bar, so they can actually see some of the dicey spots of the lake.
I think that's a great idea.
We have a map.
Yeah, so Sherry could forward that map to the
and
county
just
with our
should
comments.
Send that to them, because this, if you were to take this and go on the lake, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, and the island looks a little goofy there too. But yeah, maybe we share our map that we have with all our buoys and just say maybe this is the best lake diagram for you, and then they can put whatever they want on top of it.
Okay.
Is that clear?
That is clear. I just want to ask if they don't want to put all the buoys on. You talked about the Ordway, like should there be for sure at least the Ordway rock pile
I would say that, and then the one out, kind of
off Bel Air?
there. That's a dicey one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they should see where all of our buoys are. I think that we have it's a pretty normal year for our buoy map, and that handing them that map would be beneficial to
Best.
boaters, yeah.
Thank you.
And would you, I'll offer this as well, would you request that they show our buoys on the map? Of course, these will be signs that'll be somewhat permanent. And so do we really want to ask that? Or do we want to just pick the two that we feel, the ones that have been pointed out, and ask them to please make sure they put those two on? Chris?
My opinion, the ones that we have marked, I don't think they're ever going to change, especially for the shallow spots. I think they're going to stay in the same spots for forever.
Or close enough.
Close enough.
And so we would maybe not reduce our buoys, but we may add to them in the future, but so what? I mean, this will at least capture those.
Yeah.
What does everybody think about that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so is that clear? Okay. And then the last thing I'll add is if you go home and you have time that you just want to look this over and you notice anything else, please get those comments to Sherry by noon on Friday, this coming Friday. Meredith?
As I'm thinking, maybe they would just want to add something about invasive species, like this lake doesn't have starry stonewort yet. Just an idea for them, maybe. Or this lake has zebra mussels or Eurasian water milfoil.
You could offer that up as
Maybe.
something for them to
Suggestion.
consider.
Yeah.
At least the things that we do have, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else on this item? Okay, then we'll move on. Okay, next item on the agenda is unfinished business, the 2024 Lake Use Study Reports update. Meredith?
Okay, so continue to work with Steve McComas on finalizing this report. I got another round of edits from him, and not all the edits we requested were made. So I will send some more back to him. I was really hopeful that this would be the last round, but it's not. So stay tuned.
Okay, any questions for Meredith on this?
do we think this is going to be the last round?
Jerry made a really nice spreadsheet of every edit that we'd like made, and we have a yes or no by it, so it's really clear at this point what we want done, and some they just haven't done.
And some of the
We tried.
items are kind of big.
Yeah, there's a few really big things remaining.
So I think, so it's important that we keep encouraging Blue Water Science to make the changes. Okay, all right, we'll move on. Item 8, reports, action items, executive committee. So that's me. So the executive committee did meet. We discussed the liability insurance renewal, which we just acted on here. We're also looking into switching our treasurer's reports to Excel. And then Sherry and Mike and Diane would handle those, the preparation of those. So that's being looked into, and we'll bring you more information on that as it moves forward. We talked about a boat rental ordinance, and Meredith has done some digging on that along with Mike, and Meredith's going to look into preparing a draft for the executive committee to review, and then that will be coming in front of the board for review and comment as well sometime down the road. There was this item, the impacts of raising the elevation on the lake outlet. The group that's studying options for stabilizing the level in White Bear Lake requested that we offer input on impacts that could occur or would occur or have historically occurred when the water level has been up on White Bear Lake. And Sherry had sent that out, requested comments from people. And so we marked up a map and sent that off to that group. Let's see, the school well item. I think we're all aware that MPCA was responsible for, they were the responsible governmental unit for the EAW, and they made the decision that no EAW was required for that project. But I sent a follow-up letter to Dan Skolin with the DNR, specifically asking about the well situation and if they had made any decision on that yet. And just the backstory there, in case, is that the proposed project is proposing 3 wells, the combination of which would be over 10,000 gallons per day of extraction from the aquifer, and that seems like that might violate an order. So we just asked the DNR to clarify that for us. Permit application documents, we just talked about those briefly, and the LUC is working on those. We talked about Phragmites survey and treatment, and the survey at that time was going to occur August 12th, 13th, or 14th, and I'm sure Mike will cover that in his report. We discussed briefly the aquatic invasive species starry stonewort response plan, and that has been before the board previously, and we're shooting to bring that back to the board at the September meeting. The starry stonewort sign that we put up, the QR code, Sherry's just looking into making sure that that'll be a long-term QR code for us. And we talked about we had a little bit of discussion on how to handle the personal information for people that want to address the board during a meeting. And specifically, that's, when people come to the podium here, we ask them to state their name and their address. And I think, personally, I think it might be better if we just ask them their name and they sign in on a sheet that Sherry has that provides their address so that it's not quite so public, the address, when they come and speak before us, but that we still have it. And so that's how we're going to start operating moving forward, just to give people a little bit chance to keep their privacy a little bit. And that's it. Any questions on any of those items? Okay, we'll move on to the Lake Quality Committee. Mike?
Lake level today is 923.49. The average lake level is 923.42.
Nice.
So we're above average by a couple inches, and haven't been there for a long time. Last month, we're 5 inches higher than last month, and we're 4 inches higher than last year. So it just keeps, just like last summer, you watch it go up, up, up. This summer it's gone up, up, up to average, which is good. The lake temperature is 78 degrees, and it feels good. AIS management update is we did the Phragmites survey. I took the University of Minnesota around the lake, and not the whole university, one person representing them. August 12th for the Phragmites survey, and we found 2 new sites and just a few of the old sites, and the majority of the sites that we've treated now are Phragmites free. So I feel good about that, and we've made some advances. So the next step, I requested a bid from Lake Management. Then when I get that bid, I will get a permit from the DNR, and then we will set a time to treat. Now, Phragmites is usually treated in the fall, so we're not under a dead rush to get all this done. But it will happen. We will treat, and I have a map. Did I send you the map?
No.
Okay, I will send the map, and then you can forward it to everybody. It shows all the places where we found it, and it shows all the places we ever had it, but there aren't anymore. So I'll send that over to you right away. So, excuse me, that's pretty much it. I did run into Steve McComas on the lake the other day, and he was doing a starry stonewort check, and he was evaluating the treatment for Eurasian water milfoil, and he said the Eurasian water milfoil treatment was excellent, and he had not found any starry stonewort at the VFW and was heading to the other places and will let me know if he found anything. I haven't heard from him.
That's
So that's it.
encouraging. Okay, thanks, Mike. Any questions for Mike? Okay, thank you, Mike. Moving on to Lake Utilization Committee. I know there wasn't a committee meeting tonight. Chris, do you want to say anything about that or no?
No, there was no meeting. We're working on a few different issues. A consistent thing that keeps popping up are a lot of these 10-foot easements and setbacks, or docks too close within docks or structures. So I'll probably bring something next month where whether we talk through it or just reinforce, so we all kind of have the same opinion or understanding of some of our ordinances and how they entail into some of those rules, because I think they can be interpreted a little different way, and I just would like to get the board on the same page on some of these as we get into these issues, because they consistently come up, and I just want to figure out a good way of whether we're doing variances for these or making sure people come forth so we can understand what they are and we can track them and document them going forward. But that's about it. But a lot of these issues are the same thing happening over and over again.
All right. Thanks for the work of that committee, Chris. Okay, Lake Education Committee, Meredith?
Okay, we finalized the third edition of the Laker. Hasn't come out yet. I believe it's targeted for Labor Day weekend. The topics that were in there were the Eurasian water milfoil treatment, the new area of invasive yellow iris found in Halls Marsh, something on starry stonewort, something on our permits being available soon, so people should apply, something on buoys that they'll be in till the 15th of October at least, something on Memorial Day cleanup, swimmer's itch, and an invitation to attend our meetings if you have any issues you want to bring to us. We'll start work on the fourth edition, which will be a winter edition. I believe that one comes out late November, early December. So if anyone has any ideas of winter topics to cover, send them to Sherry or me. And that is it. Someone, am I taking over the winter cleanup? Yeah.
Oh,
That's probably, we start work on that soon, huh?
we'll work
Sorry.
on that.
Any questions? And I'll go to our social media now. I didn't get as much as I wanted posted last month. So there'll be something up on the invasive yellow iris, starry stonewort, and Phragmites this month. And anything anyone else would like posted, I'm happy to do it.
Do you think it'd be helpful to post something about extraction of water from the lake?
Sure. Yes, we can definitely do that on our social media. It's been in the Laker twice now, but on the, yes, I will.
Okay, any questions for Meredith? Okay, thank you, Meredith. Treasurer's reports, Mike.
Well, we got to pay the bills, so got to make a motion to do it. Keep the lights on. So I would like to make a motion to pay North Star Bank debit 2025-06 through 2025-08, plus checks number 2942 through 2946.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pay those bills. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, that passes. And that's it. Any questions for Mike? Okay, thank you, Mike. Board council report, Alan?
Thank you, Chair and Board. Pretty slow month at the enforcement level on the lake, so checked in with our gentleman, and Mike says there's nothing of note to report, so people are behaving pretty well. So if you've been out on the lake, that's been my observation. So a nice summer on the lake and relatively quiet, so it's pretty impressive. So hope I didn't jinx it for the last month, but anyway, I would stand for any questions beyond that, other than do you want me to draft ordinance to bring the hours into, what do you want to say, comedy with the county?
Sure.
I can bring it to exec and we can review it there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, we might as well move on that, I think, eh?
I think so. I mean, just because we're talking about it, otherwise it'll just get lost.
Yep. Okay, thanks, Alan. Any questions for Alan?
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, thanks.
And I suppose I should tell you, from last month, the decision has not really been made, or at least it hasn't been extended to the Birchwood rep about the future on the board. I know everyone's curious about that, so by next month we should have an answer, whether it's a new member or just not one of the existing members. But I figured you guys should know.
Well, wait. Thank you, Alan.
Council did make an overture, but it hasn't been acted on yet, so that's where we're at.
So we'll wait for official word from the city, I guess.
I just thought I'd wear the other hat for a second just to make sure you guys know what's going on.
Okay, thanks, Alan.
Yep.
Okay, next item on the agenda, announcements. I don't have any announcements. Sherry, do you have anything?
Just that the search process by the city of White Bear Lake to fill the vacant Conservation District Board Director seat is still ongoing. Haven't heard anything. And then our next meeting will be on September 16th.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is adjournment. Would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That passes. Thanks, everyone, for being here.
Thank you.
On a beautiful night.